I think I'm about to be besieged by a blueberry crumble cake. Hey, what's up? It's Madeline from Wine Folly, and we've got some wine to unpack. This is the 2020 Treana by Hope Family Vineyards in Paso Robles. This is the 2019 Midnight by Materra Cunat Family Vineyards in Napa Valley. You know, this is a bit out of the ordinary. Neither of these wines are labeled by variety or appellation. They both have a made-up name. So let's see if I can figure out what these wines are like before tasting them based on where they're from and what they're made of. I'm gonna start with this guy. Treana comes to us from Hope Family Wines in Paso Robles. The name Treana speaks to a trio of sunshine, soil, and sea, implying a bold yet refreshing style. The oddity for a wine geek like me is the blend. It's 75% Cabernet with 25% Syrah. And if you pair that with Paso Robles' hot climate and high alcohol, I think I'm about to be besieged by a blueberry crumble cake. Color, deep purple. Nose, stewed blueberries, blackberry compote, toasted Pop-Tart, cedar plank, menthol. Ha! I was right. Cabernet Sauvignon and Syrah make odd barrel buddies because traditionally in France, you would never find them blended together. They just wouldn't allow it. And that's because France has this very strict appellation system which designates what grapes go into what regional wines. This wine would actually be like blending Margaux with Hermitage. You could go to prison for something like that. Fortunately, this is America, so that's not going to happen here, but it does mean if you find a made-up named wine, it's probably some kind of proprietary blend, and you'll need to look up the details. Another interesting thing about this wine is it's actually 75% Cabernet, and legally, this winery could just label it Cabernet Sauvignon and no one would know any different. And those flavors of blueberry and that rich initial expansive palate that I got on the taste, you would think it would be coming from Cabernet Sauvignon, but I actually think those are characteristics from Paso Syrah. So, in a sense, Hope Family Wines is actually honoring a little bit of the terroir of Paso and the individual grape varieties by giving this wine a made-up name and labeling it clearly on the back. Which brings me to our second wine. Midnight comes to us from Materra Cunat Family Vineyards, which sit just outside of the city of Napa in Oak Knoll District in the Napa Valley. Now, this is another made-up named wine. So as you can guess, it's a proprietary blend. And this time we're looking at mostly Bordeaux varieties with Malbec, Merlot, Petit Verdot, and a little Petit Syrah. Now my guess is this is going to be a very fruity wine, maybe with some cherry and blueberry notes, some herbaceousness, and if I'm lucky, a little bit of dustiness on the finish from oak aging. Color, medium purple. Nose, cherries, blueberries, baking spices, graham cracker, and a little violet. Whoa! Acidity, no herbs. I was wrong. The thing about Oak Knoll District is it's actually at the southern part of Napa Valley as it opens up into the San Pablo Bay. And that means it's cooler than the most of Napa Valley. So the red wines often have this herbal note in them. But Midnight doesn't have herbal flavors at all. In fact, I think they're blending to create a ripe and balanced style wine. And what we have here is the Malbec, which adds these rich cherry flavors and bombastic fruit up front. Then it goes into the Merlot, which gives us a little bit more texture and balance in the mid to back palate. Then we have Petit Verdot, which is adding that floral note of violet I was getting on the nose. And we have probably Petit Syrah to add a little more color into this blend. Now, if you know Napa Valley, you know how important Cabernet Sauvignon is here. So Materra isn't following the herd, nor are they making their lives easy by planting what people want. Instead, they're paying close attention to what actually grows well and blends well in Oak Knoll District. And in fact, Oak Knoll District is one of the more diverse appellations in the entire Napa Valley. It's quite cool here. Literally. So today we learned the 3 ways in which wines are labeled: by grape variety, by region, or by made-up name. And if you find a single varietal wine, it might actually have 15 to 25% of something else blended in. And then regional wines have very strict rules on what goes inside the bottle. And finally, in the US, we don't really have the concept of a regional wine so much. So if you find a wine blend, more than likely it will have a made-up name. I hope you enjoyed this week's Unpacked. Please subscribe because we've got more coming your way. And until next time, happy tasting. Peace out.